Hello there everybody, this is Alex from Hardcorian Guides, bringing my guide for Bayonetta on hard difficulty. Today we're doing Chapter 3, The Burning Ground. Now this one is going to be I'd say probably longer than average video at least, or probably one of the more average lengthened videos. And this first part I did multiple times, because my first run through I think I did a really good job at, and then I fucked something up in I think I either died or I screwed something up. And then I came back, did this again, like two more times, just trying to get it perfect, because I got one of the guys, I got the chainsaw off him, and then used it against everybody else. That's what you really want to try to strive for in this part, is trying to get the chainsaw, get that off, and then kill these guys with it, and, you know, it'd just be quicker and easier, and you don't have to deal with them as much. Because these flying little, like, manta ray guys are really obnoxious. They're probably, like, close to probably my favorite, or my least favorite enemy in the game. Okay. I like the design, I like what they do. It's just, they hurt like shit. When they get you in a stun combo, they can really fuck you over. So, I'm using, of course, the swords. I'm using the sword, I should say. I don't have the leg equipment for it. And it just, to me, it's always done wonders. So, there's a couple secret missions, and I think there's a bunch of verses you can do in this entire chapter. This chapter on its own is kind of a longer, I'd say probably a little bit more lengthier chapter than most, only because you have so much puzzle stuff to do, and there was, again, a couple secret missions, which I did cut out because I didn't finish them, so I cut those. Now, one attack you want to be careful of is that one, like, blue-looking attack they have, like, where it looks like they're just right about to stab you. When they have that blue flash to it, you want to try to not be like Steve Irwin and get stabbed by it. That's probably the best advice I can give, and just keep dodging the shit out of them, because when they group up together, they have a lot of attacks, and it just really sucks when they get you in that grapple ability and just murder you down. And of course, when they have you in that grab attack, just keep mashing the dodge button. I know it's cheap as shit, but sometimes you can probably get out. It's not guaranteed that you can get out of it, but it might help you. You know, you might get that damage crow ability going, and you might just be able to survive it. So, right here, you're supposed to run away. I'm not exactly sure how to... I don't know if I got a pure platinum on this or not. But I'm still not sure of how to get the pure platinum here, because this part's just, to me, kind of dumb. Because I think they want you to hit the enemies, even though you can't really kill them, obviously, because, you know, they're too big and you just die by the lava. So my assumption is just to kill them, but I don't know... Or not kill them, but just to attack them. But, like, I don't know how much damage I should give off to them. Or maybe just don't take damage, or just get witch time. That's probably what it is. Probably just get witch time. So... now we gotta deal with these assholes again. The best course of action is to dodge the fireball. That one's probably one of the harder ones to get, but definitely pays off in the end, because I think in this game, witch time is accumulated by an attack. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, if I'm not mistaken, I think if you dodge a heavier, maybe faster attack, you get more witch time off it, as if you were to dodge like a really slow one, because, you know, pro and con, you know, you get the benefit of it. So it's like the risk-reward system, and if that's the case, that's awesome. So the fireball does a hefty amount of damage to you, and so does that swiping attack right there. Of course, most of his attacks are pretty easy to figure out, and, you know, figure what he's going to do next. By the way, I did get a stone statue in this chapter, so this is when I start kind of sucking at Bayonetta, and I haven't really recorded very many videos. I haven't recorded that many videos since, so... I don't know if I'm going to get better or not. I'm going to try to do better, because you do get more reward for doing better, of course. And that's what I love about this game. You're rewarded for doing better than, well, the average person, I guess. I don't know. Well, then again, the average person nowadays probably couldn't even do shit in this game, so who knows. Now, there's nothing back here. I don't think we can go back there, though. And I think there's a secret mission nearby. We're getting close to one, because I basically cut the video to where I'm going to get it. I think one of them's like... kill the enemies with the holy weapons only, and they give you the holy weapons to do it with. And of course, my recommendation is try to jump for that bow. Just grab that bow and do the circle shot and just fuck them up. That's my tip and advice. Even though I didn't beat it, I'm just saying, like, that's what I would try to do. So if you guys have any better ideas of how to do it, you can probably just let people in the comments know, or me, you know, because I don't know shit about this game. I don't know if this was up here in like an earlier chapter or not, so I think I caught a glimpse of it, and I seen it, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I didn't beat it like I said. Now, there's some more supplies up there, nothing else. And we pretty much already been here before. But that's why I like Bayonetta, because it takes a level that you've been to and just expands it. And sometimes even makes it, you know, different when you come back around to it. And I think that's what I like about Bayonetta 1 is because it feels familiar, you know? It's weird to say that, but I'm familiar with the stages. Then again, I played the game quite a bit so far, I'd say. I've had a few campaigns through it, so, you know. This part right here, I don't think you can skip. I think that's one of the very few cutscenes I remember not being able to skip. So I just let that ride out. No pun intended. Actually, I guess it was. And now we're going to be sticking on the side of the wall. I just avoid the enemies. Try to get witch time off them so you can slow down the lava if you wish. I don't know exactly when the lava will catch up to you. For the most part, it's pretty distant. That part right there is kind of scary because it does start to get kind of quick there. It usually gets quick on these sections where you have to cross the platform, so that's the main part of it. But it's still not a huge threat, especially when you're on the walls, because I don't know if it raises up the platform or not. It might not. I think it just covers it over. And I think the game just allows you to get across. The other problem I have, too, if this is the same part, which I think it is, you have to do a quick time event to get, like, completely off or get onto the bell tower or some shit. Basically go Metal Gear Rising in this ass and just, you know, straight up slice your way up this bell tower here and not try to die. This part's pretty cool. I like the cinematic effect of this part. But yeah, you're supposed to wait until you get a quick time event. And I guess I didn't fuck it up. Okay, that's good. I'm glad I didn't, because that would have sucked. That's an insta-death. And deaths will definitely hinder your performance, and I don't like that. Okay, I do like that as an idea. I'm just saying, like, I don't like it when it happens. That's what I mean by it, because, like, these games are supposed to be challenging to you. They're supposed to give you a sense of challenge and regret that you even decided to play them. And most games don't even get that hard when you're on the hard difficulty, which I'm scared to play Infinite Climax to see how difficult it is. At the same time, I think I might be a little too scared, probably. Because just like with Transformers Devastation, like, Prime difficulty was jack shit. It was jack shit. But they gave you, you know, the witch time in that game, pretty much. And in Infinite Climax in here, you don't get it, which I've said before. And I think that might be a little bit tougher than most, which I never actually did try hard enough to beat it. I just beat hard mode, and that was pretty much it. So maybe one day I might be able to do it, and hopefully do a guide for it. I don't know yet. We'll see what happens. Now, speaking of other games that are kind of disappointing when they get to the hard difficulty, as you guys know, I've been playing Ninja Gaiden recently. You might know that. I've been playing Ninja Gaiden Sigma, and so far it's been pretty tough. Hard mode gave me some tough time. I beat the final boss without using healing items, which was pretty cool. I thought it was like, I cheesed the shit out of them, of course. What else would I do? And I had like, okay, I had one item, which was, no, a couple. I had Nimpo items, and I had Talisman, so I could come back. Now, I unlocked very hard mode straight after, and I just recently beat that today, so I'm working on Master Ninja mode. And I start up the first level. I have died a couple times just because of stupidity. But for the most part, it feels like very hard mode, but just a tad bit harder. So Master Ninja mode really kind of, I hope it's really good. Like, I hope it's pretty tough. But so far, they've been really generous with their items, and I don't know. I'm probably going to get fucked later, I'm sure. It's like the end of the game is somewhat hard. Like, the boss at the end can be a pain in the ass. Well, no, mostly end game's not that tough, really, I think. Yeah, you got the annoying bosses, but then again, if you know what you're doing, you should be fine. So maybe, hopefully, one day I'll be able to do that Master Ninja mode run, but we'll see that one as well. Now, this part comes out of nowhere. I hate this so much because well, I now know where it comes at. I now know where a few quick time events come in because I've fucked them up so many times. And that one's kind of annoying too because it just comes right out of nowhere. But then again, it's kind of hard to die in that one because it gives you plenty of time to, you know, do the quick time event. Unlike the jumping ones where it's just like, you gotta wait for the thing to, you know, click in and then you can do it. So now we get to deal with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles again here, and I hate these fuckers. I know they're not like turtles, but they basically look like ninja, like fang-like enemies, so that's kind of what I consider them as. Luckily, I had a red hot shot, or whatever it's called, so I was able to get the revive off that. If you guys wanted to, if you're having trouble with hard mode, you can always go back to normal and grind up. There's, I don't think, anything to stop you. Like, I think the game just wants you to beat the levels on hard. And if you've at least beat the level on hard, I think it counts toward the grade of your trophies. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think that might be the case. You guys can always go back, grind up. If you need items, go do it. Trust me, because I'm the kind of guy that doesn't really like to go back and buy items. But if I feel like it's necessary, I will. Now, for a game like this, I just don't think it's really that useful right now until, like, probably, like, Infinite Climax. Where I'm probably going to get fucked up the butt, and I'm just going to have to grind the shit out of it and hopefully do well. Because a lot of that's going to be a tough one. Like, no witch time just really hinders a lot of my experience. It's going to make it good. It's just, it's really going to hurt, you know, when I play it. So, before we get into the next stage, which I probably should have cut out the next area, to be honest, there's really nothing that goes on there. We have these two bigger guys. What are they called? Enforcers? I keep calling them that. I don't even know. Fuck. I don't even know if that's the real name. I keep stuttering and fucking up my commentary. So, one of them will drop a holy weapon. You can get some pretty decent damage on them. Again, just dodge them, get that witch time off, hit them in the back. These are like the smaller types of the bigger giant, like the El Gigante dudes. So, they're pretty much not that tough. I got a platinum medal on them. So if that tells you anything, that if I can do it, I'm sure you guys can. So, there's that. We entered the portal into basically heaven or something. Wherever the hell we're at, I have no idea. I think we come here like a couple times. Or no, this might be the first time. I think we do in Bayonetta too. I don't remember. But anyway, I think there is a burb in here somewhere. And I think there's like a chest too. At least I went around and looked for it for a bit. So you're going to see me explore just a tad bit here. Maybe. Or just kind of like look around and see what I can see. If I can't see anything. So I already did this stuff on normal mode. And you pretty much, if you've already done it on normal mode or any other playthrough, you already have it unlocked. And I like that. So it did have a bullet though. That's one thing to grab. Now try your best to get those. Always try your best to try to grab those. Because the rewards you get out of it for like doing the angel time or whatever it's called. Basically doing the angel shooting game. You get a tad bit of good stuff. I just recently bought, I think, a moon pearl from it too. It's like 40 points, and you can buy like a moon pearl or a broken witch heart. And it's funny because isn't there like a max stamp on how much witch hearts and pearls you can find? Which I would assume so. Yeah, you get max health, you're done. Same thing with max magic. But, you know, where do those come from? Are those just separate? Is it kind of like Mario Odyssey where you have to buy some of it and, you know, not? Which I know, like, in the item shop, you can buy them, too. And that's where most of them come from as well. But, you know, where do these extra ones come from? You know what I mean? Like, these extra rewarded ones come from is what I want to know. But, who knows? So, that's pretty much that's it for this area. There's really no fights that I know of, for sure. And we just hop out of there. And, of course, use a time thing. I did die because I was being stupid. But we're pretty much getting close to the end of the chapter. The chapter's not, like, super hard. I think probably the hardest part of this was fighting the two dog-like enemies. I think those guys were probably the ones that gave me the toughest trouble. I really need to start learning these guys' names, because it's really disrespectful if I just don't know them, but I'm sorry. I play the games. You know, Bayonetta was one of those things I didn't, like, care for story-wise too much. I just like the gameplay, and I like playing the game. It's like with Devil May Cry. Like, I can give two shits less what happens to Dante. You know, I like the cutscenes sometimes, when, you know, when Dante's on screen and he does something funny. But that's just me. I don't know. For some reason, like, Kamiya's directives just are weird to me. Or whatever his name is. I think that's right. Basically, the guy that directed Devil May Cry also did this. So, there's a quick time event that does come up. Make sure you wait for that and don't be an idiot like me and just completely die. So, that's probably why I got the stone statue for. Because I just kept dying. This part's kind of annoying. I think you can get witch time off the lava. You should be able to. I don't see why not. It's pretty much just a projectile. So, they give you a good, you know, indicator where it's going to come up at. Which would be kind of nice in real life to have that, wouldn't it? Like, you're about to get hit by lava, and it's like, oh, there's lava about to be right there. Okay, I'll just avoid it. There you go. Simple enough. Unfortunately, this is not real life, so we're fucked. Now, we climb up here, and I think there might be no more fights. I think the rest of this chapter is just climbing out of this tower and getting into the next, like, Colosseum, Rome-ass looking thing. I don't remember. I think that's what it is. It's been a while. I think having a Colosseum level in this game would be pretty dope, though. Because I don't think we've really seen that yet. I don't know. Bayonetta is one of those games that I just have high hopes for. because it's such a great game. It's got such good potential, and I'm sure they're going to expand on that when it comes to part 3, I hope. So this was hidden away from me in normal mode. I finally got it. So that's where another Broken Witch Heart is. I'm going to try my best to look for them, guys. So if you're having trouble looking for them yourself, and if you hear me say it, and you want to go get it yourself, there you go. So there you are. Chapter 3, that's where it's at. Now, that's going to be the end of this chapter, and I will see you guys next time. We'll play some more Bayonetta on hard difficulty. And as always, take care, everybody.